Okay, Rabotai, welcome to our Thursday night shiur, the 8th of Kislev, where our shiur, Sha'ar HaGilgulim, I believe we're in shiur number 12, right? And tonight is a very special night, a very special night. It is the eve of the Yortzeit, one of the greatest tzaddikim that ever lived, the second Rebbe of Lubavitch. In fact, he was the one who brought the Chabad Chassidut to Lubavitch. If it wasn't for him, they would still be in Hadich, not in Hadich, in Liadi. Yeah. So he brought it to Lubavitch. So he, technically speaking, is the first Rebbe of Lubavitch, but the second Rebbe of Chabad. And he was such a big tzaddik. They used to say the Tzemach Tzedek, the third Rebbe, and he was one of the greatest also Rebbes of Chabad, his son-in-law, that if he would prick my father-in-law, blood wouldn't come out. Torah would come out. He bled Torah. That's who he was. And he was born on the 9th of Kislev, and he passed away on the 9th of Kislev. Unbelievable. We haven't seen something like that in a very long time. To pass away and to be born on the same day. How many tzaddikim you could count? I could count 3. Moshe Rabbeinu, the Mittel Rebbe, and the Baal Minchat Chinuch. You see those black books on the top over there, all the way to the left? That's Rav Yosef Babad. He also was born and passed away on the same day. And the Torah is made. It testifies. The Gemara says, whoever is born and passes away on the same day, tzaddik gamur. The tzaddik gamur. So today is the eve of his Yortzeit, and we're going to have a special guest, B'ezrat Hashem, soon coming. He's going to talk a little bit about Chassidut and everything. Chassidut and Kabbalah, they go hand in hand. Depending on who you ask. One is the light, one is the shemen, one is the oil, and one is the wine. You understand? It's the meaning of life. It's the intoxication of the Torah. So we're learning today Sha'ar HaGilgulim, and you guys are going to get a double taste. You're going to get the shemen, and then you're going to get the yain. Or the other way around, depending who you ask. So you're very lucky. And whoever, I'm going to keep my word, whoever came to the shiur tonight, who braved the wind. I didn't have gloves, I had to clean my car with my hands. I felt like my hands were going to get a frostbite. And I came over here and I said, whoever comes to the shiur tonight, to hear the Torah, first of all, he's doing a huge aliyat man. Because how many times in your life do you have the opportunity to sweat and it hurts to go learn Torah? Usually to go teach Torah, come on. This guy says sushi, this one is Scotch and sushi, this one is, he's having Chinese, this one is having shish kebab, everyone's spicing it up, making it delicious, speakers, this, that, you get any speaker you want. But tonight to go learn Torah, only the brave come. Because you have to work for it. It's a huge aliyat man. The mitzvot that are coming up are a lot. They're amazing. Now, so to whoever came tonight is going to get a special Mishnah Berach on the Shabbat and the P'tichat Eichal and the 9th of Kislev, which the Brit Minucha. The Brit Minucha says the holiest month of the year is Kislev. The holiest month of the year is Kislev. So the Brit Minucha says. And the holiest day of the holiest month is the 9th of Kislev. And the holiest hour of the holiest day is the 9th hour. So B'ezrat Hashem, on the 9th hour of the 9th day of the 9th month, we're going to do a P'tichat Eichal. We're going to say every single one of your guys' names, Misha Berach. And we're going to Mekal and say Amen with all our hearts. You guys should get Baracha B'atzlacha. You should Gudurot. Amen. Now, let's learn a little bit. It says over here, and let's all concentrate. We were learning last week. We have a guy over here. We have a guy. His name is Reuven. Right? Reuven, he was born, right? And he had a nefesh. Okay? Now, he didn't finish his nefesh. He didn't finish his mission in life. So that nefesh, okay, what happens? It's going to be Migulgal and who? Shimon. Okay, he gets the nefesh and he finishes it. Okay? If he finishes the nefesh, he finishes his mission, whatever was left over that Reuven didn't do, God sends him what? A ruach. Okay?
He died.
A Migulgal has to die, that's true. Unless he knows the secret of Be'adcha of Kiddurim, which we haven't gotten into that yet. Okay, then God sends him a ruach. Now let's say Reuven finished the nefesh. He finished the nefesh and he passed away right after that. He wasn't zocheh to get his ruach, the second part of his soul, He finished the Nefesh, and he passed away. What happens to the Nefesh, we learned, Rabotai? Someone help me out. It stays Bitzror HaChaim. It stays where it places in Gan Eden. It doesn't come back down. So Shimon was born with the Ruach. Now there is an issue. Why does Shimon get the Ruach? Because it's the next part, right? Now the Ruach can't come alone. It needs something to stay as a vessel, as a foundation, as a connector, a medium between the body and the Ruach. The Nefesh doesn't need that. Why doesn't it need it? Because it's the lowest aspect. Okay? But the Ruach does need that because it's a much spiritual aspect, because it comes from the world of Yetzirah. It's a very high aspect. Okay? So the Ruach has to come murkav, riding on top of something called Nefesh HaGer. Okay? Nefesh HaGer. What is Nefesh HaGer? Nefesh HaGer is a certain soul that's not made by Zun of Olam HaAtzilut. It's made, the Zun is the fourth and fifth system. It's the letters Vav and Hey of God's name, right? Zayin, Nok. It doesn't come from there. All of our Neshamot come from a Zivug of Zun. Okay? These Neshamot, the Nefashot HaGer, come from a very small Zivug in the upper world. You know what a Zivug is? A connection. It's called a Zivug of Neshamot HaTzadikim Chatzot HaLayla. The souls of Tzadikim. In Chatzot HaLayla, besides for the Yerida of the Shekhinah, the total Yerida that happens in Chatzot midnight, that's why we cry with the Chorban Beit HaMikdash. Also in Chatzot Laila, the Tzadikim come together with their spouses in Shamayim, and they create through their Zivug Nefashot HaGerim. Now, certain tzaddikim who are on a very high level could do that even when they're alive. For example, who was the first one we said last week? Avraham Avinu, right? Ve'et hanefesh asher asu b'haran. Ari HaGadol says, Boreh neshamot hagerim. He was creating souls for Gerim. Abaye said, Hari ani keben azai b'shukei Tveria. The Ari HaGadol explains, what's the big deal? You're like Ben Azai walking in the shuk of Tveria. When the tzaddikim of back then, of yesteryear, used to walk in the shuk, they wouldn't just walk in the shuk. They were doing something, okay? So Ben Azai was able to create souls of Gerim while doing shopping.
He didn't have children also?
He didn't have children. We know that he married Rabbi Akiva's daughter, and he never consummated the marriage. He left her like that in Aguna, but she wanted to be left like that. We know the story of how she was the next night she woke up and she put the pin inside the thing. And we have the famous saying, "Tzedakah Tzil Mimah." That was Ben Azai. Her husband was Ben Azai. Now Ben Azai, he died a very young man, but he was on such a level that while he was shopping, he could have created souls for Gary. Abaye said, "I'm like Ben Azai," while he was doing shopping. Like that's in the level they were. So it's a very high thing to be able to create something without a zivug, without an actual zivug, and they were able to do that. But because they come from such a small zivug, nefashot hagerim are very, very unfinished. Okay? They're very unfinished, and therefore, that's why gerim, kashim gerim li'Yisrael kesapachat, the Gemara says. Gerim are very bad, are hard to the Jews like skin afflictions. Why is that? Same Gemara says Masechet Yibamot, that gerim, that converts that's the reason why the Jews went to exile. What does that mean? We're supposed to gather them. There are holy sparks. Right? But still, a ger, when it comes inside this Nefesh HaGer, let's say Shimon right now, his ruach is coming on top of this Nefesh HaGer, right? This Nefesh HaGer sometimes has the ability to ruin the ruach. You understand? That's what we're going to learn today. We're going to learn about this Nefesh HaGer, and then we're going to go to the next part. Okay? Veda. Kim kol zeh, with all of this, Ota Nefesh HaGer, this Nefesh HaGer, let's say Shimon. He has this Nefesh HaGer with his ruach, right? On one hand, he's very lucky, he has his ruach. On the other hand, his ruach has not such a nice partner. He has a Nefesh HaGer, right? Nefesh HaGer is they're very, like the Gemara says, Kashim kisapachat. Since it got connected into this world with the ruach of Shimon, let's say over here, and let's say Shimon was successful. He finished his mission in life. He got his ruach down. So this Nefesh HaGer, in reality, what did it do? In the end, it helped the ruach. It helped him get to its fulfillment. Lehetiv ma'asav. And how do you fulfill your mission? I don't know what my mission in life is. So it says over here, lehetiv ma'asav, to do good deeds. To do good deeds. Let's say, for example, the Shulchan Aruch says in Siman Peitet and Siman Tzadik that a person should go to a shul that's farther than his house. Why should he do that? Because he's doing a mitzvah of psiot, schar psiot, right? That's called lehetiv. What's lehetiv ma'asav? To make your ma'asim even better, right? Don't try to look for the easy way out all the time. When do you come to the shiur Torah? Dafka when it's snowing. Dafka when there's a mabul outside. Dafka when you don't have boots. That's the sachar, lehetiv ma'asav. V'haita merkava elav, and it was riding on top of it. It was the ruach's vessel. Ba'olam hazeh, v'al yada, and only because the ruach was able to come riding on top, this Nefesh HaGer, zacha ruach ahu litaken. Therefore, the ruach was able to be fixed by Shimon. לכן גם נפש הגר ההיא תעלה עם הנפש העיקרית של הרוח ההוא ויהיו שתיהם במדרגה אחת בעולם הבא שכנים יחד ולא תיפרד ממנו. This נפש הגר, once Shimon passes away and he fulfilled his mission, this נפש הגר gets a special treatment that it's able to stay in the same level in Gan Eden to get its reward as any regular soul of a Jew.
Could it help him?
Because it helped him, right. So even though, the Nefesh HaGer is going to be walking in Gan Eden, he's going to be seeing everybody over there is yichus, they have genealogy, their fathers were tzaddikim, and he's going to be the only one there, but he's going to belong there. He's not going to feel like he doesn't left out. He's going to feel like he belongs there. Why? Because he was the one who helped the Ruach get to its fulfillment. Okay? The Ari continues. It's very high level things we just learned right now, Rabotai. We don't know. We might have a Nefesh HaGer inside of us too. And that's why sometimes the Ari HaKadosh explained that this Nefesh HaGer causes sometimes the regular soul inside of you to fall in Averah that you felt like, how did I fall in this Averah? So you don't know. You might have inside of you a Nefesh HaGer. That could be one of the reasons.
It means from the Ruach.
Huh? That means that you have a Ruach. You could even have a Neshama. Right?
How do you get it out?
You can't. The Nefesh HaGer, you need it. If the Nefesh HaGer leaves, you don't have a medium to connect between your Ruach or your Neshama and your Guf.
He's in one
your
way,
body.
he's like your Satan in the same time as your best friend.
Exactly. No, the person who has Nefesh HaGer, not only does he have a Satan from the side of his Ruach, because your Ruach is made out of good and bad. It's good and bad, right? The good inside your Ruach is your Yetzer HaTov. The bad in your Ruach is your Yitzhara. Same thing in the Nefesh, let's say by Reuben's case. Okay? Now the Nefesh HaGer, let's call it 65% bad and 45% good. So this guy who has the Ruach, on one hand, he's born with certain gifts and qualities, and the other hand, he has a bigger Yetzer Hara. Remember that story how Abaye was following those guys who they thought he was going to do sins? Then he sat on the floor, he started to cry, he said, Hashem, if I was that boy walking alone with that girl, Abaye said, I would have fell. He started to cry, and one old guy comes and says, why are you crying? Whoever is bigger than his friend, his Yetzer Hara is bigger too. Okay, so you have the right to say that you would have fallen. Okay, so one of the reasons is because you might have a Nefesh HaGer inside of you. The Gemara, the Zohar, the Sha'ar HaGilgulim continues. Gamda, also no, this is very interesting. Ki lifamim yeh, sometimes could happen, שכאשר תתגלגל הנפש לבדה לתקן עצמה, when the Nefesh comes back in the Gilgul, not the Ruach, the Nefesh itself, let's say Reuben wasn't able to finish the Nefesh. And now Shimon, instead of getting the Ruach, what is he stuck with? The Nefesh, right?
So you couldn't finish the Nefesh.
Yeah, let's say Reuben couldn't finish the Nefesh, and now Shimon has to come back with the Nefesh. Let's say that kind of case. Tishtalem kol kach b'maaseh. Let's say the Shimon was so good, he tried to do teshuvah, and he during the shofar, Torah Chacham says a person does teshuvah during the shofar, he could do teshuvah during that time, what he couldn't do 10 times the time of the year. Or during Ne'ilah, Torah Chacham says, it's a big et ratzon, you could do teshuvah, it's worth 100 times during the year. He did so much teshuvah, and he was, the et ratzon, the Chanukah candles, at half an hour, the Chanukah candles are lit, he was doing teshuvah, mitzvot, masim tovim. Now, what happens is, Shimon finishes the Nefesh. Now what happens to Shimon? he has to die. But let's say he still has more nitzotzot left inside of him. He still has more life left inside of him. Does God kill him? No. God doesn't kill him. But he can't get his ruach now. He won't get his ruach. So what goes inside of him? Says the Ari, the ruach can't go inside Shimon right now. Why? Because Shimon's job was just to finish his nefesh of Reuven, right? לפי שהכלל הוא שאין שניהם או שלושתם יכולים להתחבר יחד בגלגול אחד אם לא בתוך הגדול כמו שדיבר בדרוש אחר שם. Because the klal is all three of the souls once you're a מגולגל cannot stay in the same body, same guf. אלא כל אחד יתגלגל לבדה, each one will come back in a separate גלגול, separate reincarnation. Now you could imagine some people say, how come 6,000 years people are dying, coming back, people are dying, coming back, still Mashiach hasn't come? Could you imagine how many gilgulim each neshama has to come back and forth to get fixed? And we know, we're going to learn later on, later that the gilgul is a worse punishment than Gehenna. It's a worse punishment. Why? Because you're forcing the neshama to go back and relive everything again. And the worst part is he cannot remember his previous gilgulim. You understand? It's like you're sending a doctor that has amnesia into the surgery room. And he has to learn everything again, and get married again, and have kids again, and do everything again. You know? כי תחילה צריכים לתקן הנפש, ואף אשר נתקנה, אי אפשר לרוח לבוא עימה. The ruach cannot go inside, אבל צריך שימות. What happens to Shimon? What has to happen to him? He must die. אחר כך תחזור הנפש, להתגלגל, ואז תזכה לרוח. וכן, אחר שנתחברו שניהם מנפש הרוח, ונתקנו שניהם, אי אפשר שיקבלו הנשמה. Same thing. Let's say somebody gets a ruach, he can't get his neshama now. Until he passes away, ואז יזכו לנשמה. וצריך לדע, מה נעשה לנפש? So what happens to Shimon and his nefesh? What, he has to have a short life just because of that? בעוד שכבר נתקן לבדה בלתי הרוח שלה, ואמנם, סוד העניין, the secret of the matter is, כפי מדרגת בהזדחכות ומעלת תיקון נפש ההיא, depending how well Shimon fixes that nefesh, what will happen? כך במדרגה ההיא עצמה יתגלגל אז בגוף האדם ההוא בעודו חיים חיותו נפש של איזה צדיק אשר כבר נשלם להתעדכן ולהתגלגל ולא נצטרך להתגלגל. What's going to happen to Shimon now? Depending on how well he fixed his nefesh. What do you mean how well? This nefesh was missing 10 mitzvot. It was missing shiluach haken, pidyon petar hamor, tzedakah, I don't know, a couple of pages of Gemara, of Talmud Torah. It was missing a couple of mitzvot. Depending on how much effort and how much aliyat man, how much ru'uta de liba, how much effort, how much happiness, excitement he put inside the mitzvah, so too, once he finishes the nefesh, God is not going to kill him just like, God is not going to take him just like that. He's going to send inside Shimon Nefesh Tzaddik. He's going to get in the Ibur, the Ruach of some Tzaddik in Shamayim, that's going to come down and help him even reach higher levels.
Is it a risk for the Tzaddik? Like by coming
No, because this is a Ibur Shelo Domeh LeGilgul. There's a couple of kinds of Iburim. You can't, once the Neshama of that Tzaddik feels that you're messing up, it bounces.
Well, why would he want to bounce if he can't get messed up?
He wants to bounce. Oh, because if he will stay, he will get messed up. Okay, he will get tarnished. So therefore, yeah, he could, but he leaves. Just like Adam Arishon, right before he was about to sin, all the Ziyara Ila'a left him. All the Shabbat, Yosef HaTzadik, Yeshua ben Hananiah, they all, yeah. Moshe Rabbeinu stayed, by the way, right? Because he was the Nefesh of Hevel. He came from Hevel and Sheth. So we see over here that the neshama of that tzaddik, the ruach of that tzaddik will go inside his head. But it all depends. Now, who's he gonna get? Will he get Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, or will he get, let's say, the Baba Sali? We love the Baba Sali was tzaddik shebet tzaddikim, right? But still, the Baba Sali and Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai is two different generations over here, you know. So depending on how much he was metaken his nefesh, he could get the level either of Baba Sali, or he could get Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai.
Even though if his level was higher than the Baba Sali?
Whose?
His nefesh that he fixed.
Whose?
Shimon.
Shimon cannot have a nefesh higher than the Baba Sali. Because the Baba Sali, while did they tikkun ma'asav, he obviously reached heights. Now let's say this guy,
He reached heights to his level.
Yeah.
But he already comes to
So
this
that-
world with a higher than him.
Like Rav
So-
Chaim Vital, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
let's say exactly. So let's say Rav Chaim Vital, for example. At one Shabbos, he was sitting and he got very angry. He got very angry on Shabbat. Why? He had a bit of a temper problem. He was Mishorish Kayin. He had a bit of a temper, and when he was also a perfectionist. So once in his house, let's say they were doing a little Chilul Shabbat, not mamash, Chilul Shabbat be'dibur. Let's say they were talking about the weekday. And he got very angry. He said, "Stop, it's Shabbat!" The Ari comes to him and he says to him, "You had the soul of Chizkiyahu HaMelech inside of you.
You just lost it.
You just lost it. Because you got angry." So the just like that. So we all get Ibur Nishamot Tzadikim. When? We get it automatically. When? When? On Shabbat. When you say Boi Kala, you get an Ibur Nishamot Tzadikim. Now,
You feel it.
only you get them if you dip in the mikveh before Shabbat and you do Shtayim Mikra ve'ahad
According to the
Targum.
result, we were finished by.
According to the Torah Hasod. You have to do Shtayim Mikra ve'ahad Targum. Because your neshama has to get a preparation before it can get this Ibur Neshama of Tzaddik. You can't just, okay, I'm walking tra-la-la and bad Rabbi Elazar ben Arach goes inside it. You need a preparation, right? Anyways, Hashtayim Mikra ve'ahad Targum is a chiyuv, right? Am I right or wrong? You have to do it. It's not Chayav Adam Lashli Parishiyotav עם הציבור. אפילו עטרות ודivon.
This is one of the positives, no?
What?
It's going to be for Erev Shabbat if you go to
Erev Shabbat, so let's say
when-
you have to go at Erev Shabbat because if you don't go to mikveh on Erev Shabbat, you have, your soul has a levush of during the week and a levush of Shabbat. Do you wear Shabbat clothes during the week?
No.
Only if you have an interview, right? No, I'm kidding. You have a separate, Shabbat clothes has to be separate clothes, separate. I once went on an interview and I wanted to wear my nicest clothes. So I wear my Shabbat suit. As I was walking to the interview, I said to myself, I'm not gonna get the job. Why? Because I put down my levush of Shabbat. I wasn't supposed to wear it, and I didn't get it at the end. So, just so too, your soul has a levush of Shabbat. Has a levush of Shabbat, and you're never allowed to wear your Shabbat clothes during the week. Unless you bought yourself new Shabbat clothes. Okay? So this Shabbat clothes that you're wearing, so too your soul has it, it's able to connect with the neshama of a tzaddik. Now let's say a person is walking around during the week. He could also get this ibur neshama of a tzaddik. How so? How so? If he finishes his nefesh so well, depending on how well he does it, he could get, I don't know, Chizkiyahu HaMelech. He could reach, we're going to learn over here, let's read it. ולפעמים אפשר שיתגלגל שם נפשות ראשונים עד אברהם אבינו. How do you like that? You could have inside you Avraham Avinu. That's crazy.
What benefit does it have to Abraham to come back down? What's
Yeah.
up to him?
What benefit is to have Avraham Avinu inside of you?
Abraham, why would he want to come back down for you?
Avraham Avinu
He's
is...
complete.
Yeah, so you're asking an amazing question. So you're saying, is it actually Avraham Avinu that's
Yeah.
coming down inside of him? Or it's something
So,
that's called Avraham Avinu? So you're right. Avraham Avinu is not going to actually come down inside of you. Okay? Is it because Avraham Avinu's neshama finished his job. But this is the secret we're going to learn right now, that there isn't a generation where there isn't Avraham, Yitzhak, and Yaakov. There isn't every generation has Avraham, Yitzhak, and Yaakov. Can anybody here tell me from the Gemara what was the story that one time Avraham, Yitzhak, and Yaakov prayed for the Amud and they almost brought Mashiach?
In Bavana.
What? Rabbi Hiya. Rabbi Hiya. Rabbi Hiya and his two sons were the Iburim inside of them, of Avraham, Yitzhak, and Yaakov. And we have a Masoret from Eliyahu Hanavi from the Gemara that if all three of them pray together in the same shul, Mashiach will come. How do we get them? It's a good question. I don't know. But the point is that a person could reach very high levels. Okay? If you would get a neshama inside of you, how do you know it's inside of you? How do you know? Let's say, for example, it's snowing really hard outside, right? Right now. And it took a lot for you to come to the shiur. It took a lot. You were in a bad mood. You were enjoying in your warm house. You know, you wanted to maybe have some nice soup, some nice dinner, go to sleep, go under your blanket, you know? And then suddenly you hear a message, Shi'ur tonight. I don't want to, it's snowing outside, you know, next week. And then you came outside and then you show all the snow inside your shoes. And you have soggy and damn this shi'ur, and my socks got wet. And then you coming and it's hard for you, and you're coming and you don't understand half of the things that's going on anyways. Neshamot gerim, ibur neshamot tzadikim, neshama. But you still come and you listen, you learn Torah. I have no doubt in my mind this kind of person is getting a ibur neshama. No doubt. Understand what I'm saying? Because the Misha Tarach be'erev Shabbat, Yochad be'Shabbat. Okay? It's a very big thing. And look what the Ari HaKadosh says. You could get up to Avraham Avinu. Amazing. I wish. וכיוצא בו, and so too, כפי תיקון והזדחכות נפש האדם הזה. ועניין זה, this עניין, שהוא גלגול called גלגול בחיים, נקרא אצל חכמים בסוד העיבור. וזה ההפרש שיש בין גלגול לעיבור. Now, how do I want to get a very big ibur neshama of a tzaddik. What do I do? How do I get this? What is it? How is it beneficial to me?
Do a mitzvah that he used to do.
So that's what Ari HaKadosh is going to say now. The Ari HaKadosh says, לפעמים, there are times, אפשר שיתעבר בו רוח ממש של אדם צדיק. Sometimes, not only will the nitzots of that shorish of Avraham Avinu will come down inside that person, sometimes even Avraham Avinu will come down inside that person. Oh, how do you get one of those? אפילו שיהיה מרוחות הצדיקים הראשונים עד האבות, אפילו בזמננו זה האחרון. So the Rebbe says, don't think you're in the last generation, you can't reach these heights. עד בזמננו זה האחרון. Even in our last generation we could reach these heights, these levels. והכל תלוי כפי ערך מצוות שעושה האדם הזה. It all depends on the quality of the mitzvot that a person does. The better the quality, the higher quality you get of the ibur neshama b'tzadik. כי יש מצוות שיש בסגולתם כוח להמשיך נפש צדיק בסוד העיבור, ויש מצוות המשיכות רוח צדיק. So therefore, in every mitzvah that a person does, depending on the quality, he will get the ibur neshama of a tzaddik. גם אפשר. Let's continue one more paragraph till I want to tell you guys a small story. גם אפשר שלפעמים נראה כי יתעבר בו נפש איזה צדיק. Sometimes he will get the nefesh of some צדיק. ואחר כך יזכה ויתעבר בו עוד נפש צדיק. Sometimes you don't get one ibur. You can get two iburs.
Is there a maximum number?
Yes. Well, four. Four, I think, with Pinchas, Nadav and Avihu, Eliyahu Tishbi, ואליהו משבט בנימין. Four. Nadav and Avihu are one soul. They're plagufa. Huh? They're plagufa.
How about Gerim?
Huh?
How about Gerim?
Could Gerim reach this?
How many Gerim? Nefesh HaGer?
Nefesh HaGer. Nefesh HaGer, you only need one.
The base.
You don't want more. You don't want more than that.
Yeah, it's only one. Okay? It's only one.
How many tzadikim there?
Well, we just said four. You get up to four. Yeah, four. And sometimes you might get the Baba Saleh. They're not going to throw inside of you David HaMelech right away. First you'll get, I don't know,
No name, someone?
you get a regular, then they'll work higher. Then they'll work higher till you're going to get very high tzadikim. If you're zocher al yedei erech ha-mitzvot. Huh? So let's say, for example, a person wears $500 to fit in. And then he upgrades to $800 to fit in. What happens? At that moment, with the quality of the mitzvah that he does, he could reach a very big height of ibur neshamot tzadikim. How do you know if something is high quality for you? If it's hard for you to do. It's something that you don't appreciate. You have to learn how to appreciate it, That's the higher the quality of your mitzvot. Okay, let's read it. ונמצא כי יש בו נפש מפאת עצמו, ונפש של הצדיק שבא לו בתחילה, הוא לא במקום הרוח, והנפש השין של צדיק יש להם עולה, שבא לו באחרונה, תהיה לו בבחינת נשמה. So what's going to happen in that point? Let me get a little bit more Sprite, please. What's going to happen? Let's take Shimon. Let's take Shimon. What is that?
Shako, tofu.
With crackers.
Good crackers, no. So let's say we have Shimon. Shimon was born with a nefesh. He finishes his nefesh. God sends him a nefesh of a tzaddik from the Shamayim. Remember, he can't get his own ruach and neshama, right? So God sends him nefesh tzaddik, and then he does so well, he doesn't mess up, or he does mess up and does teshuvah. That God sends him another nefesh of a tzaddik. These two nefesh tzaddiks have different names now. Once they go inside his body, this nefesh tzaddik is called his ruach, and this nefesh of a tzaddik will be for Shimon his neshama. So now Shimon has a nefesh, a ruach, and a neshama.
So his own is the nefesh.
Yeah, his own is the nefesh. And the tzaddiks that comes to help him because he did very well and he gets a prize from Shamayim will be instead of his ruach. And the second one that he gets will be instead of his neshama. Very high level.
He can officially get to Yechidah in that case.
Officially speaking, but don't forget, he has to get nar nechi of the nefesh, nar nechi of the ruach, nar nechi the neshama.
Not if there's an ibur of a tzaddik.
Yeah, no. We're going to learn what?
Don't get Yechidah. How you get someone else with Yechidah?
No, we don't. Nobody has ever reached that level. Even Moshe has.
How do you get someone else's Yechidah?
I'm saying with the, if you get someone gets 4 iburs,
You
right?
can get only till everyone over here, our max. Everyone over here is nefesh da'atzilut. Our max.
You could go really high.
Yeah, we could go very. You know what nefesh da'atzilut is?
Well, you could go higher.
Nefesh da'atzilut. Oh, this is Ben Ish Chai already. This is not the Ben Ish Chai.
You could go higher, of course.
Oh, to get to Ruach HaAtzilut, you already have to be a Bala Ruach HaKodesh.
I have a question, Ahmed.
For sure.
Remember in the Tanya it says...
Not regular way, not even regular Ruach HaKodesh. I'm talking about like divine, like inspiration. Ruach HaAtzilut is it's a high level. You know, very high level. Most people, if they're not ready and they get a neshama, they crack, by the way. I don't want to say that his name in the shiur, Shabbat Tzvi, Shem Rishayim Yirkav, he got his nefesh and he got his ruach. Yeah, and he was about to get his neshama, but his soul couldn't come inside because his body wasn't the correct kli because he was a ben nida, and he became Mashiach Sheker, and he caused most of the Jewish world to believe he's Mashiach. That's all he did was nefesh and a ruach. Could you imagine to get nefesh to Atzilut? Yeah, go ahead.
In Tanya, I remember we're learning with your father. He said that there's a nefesh, and ruach, and they're like basically each one has their own.
Yeah, that's what I said. There's 5 of 5.
Yeah, so this is what point is this already?
This is when you already completed the 5 of the 5th.
Let's say we're
1 of 5.
Yeah, you could say this is all working in nefesh.
Okay? The lowest.
Yeah, the lowest, right?
So once you pass all this, then you go to the next stage.
Yes.
Ruach,
Yeah.
and then all process again.
Yes.
So how many gives are you talking about?
I think you need another bowl of soup if you ask me.
I want to ask you a question. You know, when I ask a kid when he plays a video game, how when he finishes one level, does he want to level up?
Oh yeah.
He likes. It feels good, right? If a game had 100 levels up, would it feel really good? And then he gets to the level. The only reason you don't feel this excited in the Torah because you're not in that level yet to feel the difference. if you would feel the difference every time you leveled up, you would wish to live for 1,000 years. Adam HaRishon, when he got to 930, he told God, I want those 70 years back that I gave to David. Could you imagine that? 900, the guy, he lived for 930 years, Rabbi Sai. And after 930, what did he say? I want my 70 years back.
And he lost his heart.
He lost his heart because he said that.
Do all the neshamot know that they're with each other in one body?
Of course, the Neshamot know. And
For
one,
saying,
they
I want the
compete.
70
they
back.
compete.
He lost his heart.
Of course they compete. And we're gonna learn that Hashem, two people that hate each other, it's most probable that they have very similar souls.
Source?
Souls.
From the same source?
Yeah, come from the same source, and they for some reason feel like they want to compete against each other. They don't understand if they would help each other, they would both reach their respective goals. Because the truth is that no soul could touch even a hair of another soul. Whatever is meant for you is meant for you. You can never touch whatever is somebody else.
I thought it was the opposite. That if you were from the same place, you actually help each other out more and you could connect.
That's
more.
only once you
It's
acknowledge.
only
it.
once you acknowledge that fact. You understand? But if you don't acknowledge that fact and you let nature take its course, you feel like you're in a natural competition with him.
Both parties need to acknowledge.
No, but they say kemaima panim et panim. All it takes is one person who want to have peace. When a person is competing against somebody and he feels the need to fight against that person, I'll tell you an example. When I was in a kollel once, so we were learning, and one of the guys comes in and he's like, I'm so upset. Why upset? Let's hear the avera that happened. He said, I came to shul, they said they were going to start Aravit 6:30, let's say, and they started 6:25. They stole from me. I looked at him, do you need a thermometer? I said to him. Do you need somebody to take your fever? He's going on. They stole from me. I'm like, are you crazy? Relax. What's the big deal? So also with Torah comes a certain fire that causes Talmidei Chachamim to have a natural friction with each other, right? Like two rabbis don't like to be in the same room together, right? When another rabbi sees another rabbi, for some reason he gets all stiff, right? Because he feels like the other one is coming to take his spot.
Not the Kabbalistic rabbi.
Yeah, the Kabbalistic rabbis want to love everybody and hey, let's all join, learn, and this and that. Let's do more, right? But the other, a lot of, they get very, why are you coming into my territory? But they don't know that all the Talmidei Chachamim and Shamayim, they share a very similar shorish. Because they all come from the same plane, we're going to learn. Okay? It's called the Taryak Shorashim. And it could be that the reason why they feel a lot of friction with one another is because they think they're competing against one another, but in the truth of the matter of fact is that they actually could help one another and achieve a harmony within a school, a shul, a community, and they could actually reach very big heights. But what happens? They don't learn Torah Hasod. If you don't learn Torah Hasod, how much could you learn the same daf? You need to have a Pnimiuta Torah. You need to learn the insides of the Torah. You need to know how Hashem created thunder, how Hashem sits on His throne. Why does He sit on His throne? Why did He create all these things? How did God create the Halal? What is the Kav? What's the Pnimiuta Kav? Chitzoniuta Kav? The Olam HaIgulim, Olam HaYosher. What can I do with that? What is my job as a human? How do I connect all this together? Your life takes a new meaning. Right? Now your life takes on a meaning that everywhere you go, you think, what does Hashem want me to do? You can't do that without Pnimiuta Torah. If you're going to always learn Chitzoniuta Torah, you're going to stay in a very low level. Nefesh. You can always be Nefesh, right? Anachnu tmeim lenefesh Adam. Right? You're going to keep on doing the Nefesh. You have to overcome the Nefesh. Coming to a shiur of why am I teaching, first of all, the secrets of the Torah? Number one, not because it's interesting. It is interesting. But at the same time, it's going to give you guys a certain appreciation when you're going to do regular mitzvot. If this causes you to keep the regular mitzvot less, you're learning it wrong. This has to make you want to keep Torah even more. This has to make you pray with enthusiasm. This has to make you pray. Why do they say a person doesn't keep a mitzvah? You should learn the halacha about it. Why? Once he learns the halacha, he gets an appreciation for it, right? same thing with this. You get a true appreciation of HaKadosh Baruch Hu now. Look how intricate that Hashem made our souls. This is just Gilgulim. Imagine your actual soul, how many intricate parts it has. Okay? Let's finish the paragraph. And do you know if... Okay. So let's... a couple more sentences. לפעמים יתוקן נפש האדם. Sometimes the soul, the nefesh of a man will be so fixed כל כך עד שיזכה להשיג את נפש איזה צדיק, ואחר כך ישיג בחינת רוח ממש של איזה צדיק אחד מעולה מכולם, עד שיכול להיות שישיג רוחו של אברהם אבינו, like we said before, וזה סוד מה שכתוב במדרשים ובמדרש שמואל, אין לך דור שאין בו כאברהם אבינו וכיצחק וכיעקב ומשה ושמואל. This is the secret of the pasuk in the midrash. There isn't a generation that doesn't have like Abraham, like Yitzchak, like why like? It's not actual Abraham, Yitzchak and Yaakov. It's like Abraham, like Yitzchak, like Yaakov, like Moshe and Shemuel. That means in our generation, there is no such a kind of thing. We're not walking around. Somebody's walking around in the Jewish people that's like Moshe Rabbeinu. There is somebody out there that has the ability of Moshe Rabbeinu. There's somebody out there that has the ability of Shmuel. There's somebody out there that has the ability of Abraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. It's very, very scary to think that we could know these people. We could actually know these people and we don't appreciate who they are.
You there?
Sometimes they don't know, sometimes they do. Sometimes they might have itutim. Sometimes they'll just, they're very shval ruach. They really put themselves down. They don't want to think that they're great. Okay? והנה בהתחלקות פרטים אלו כשל כוח הקולמוס. The reason if I could write to you all the different points of all of this ibur, I could write forever. לעלות כולם על הספר.
What does kasher mean? Kasher, where's that?
Kashem is hard.
Kashal. Kashal means michshol. Like my pen would break if I would write all the different pratim. Right? והמשכיל יבין ויקיש מעצמו את שאר החלוקים הפרטיים. You have to understand yourself all the different pratim. Like there's a famous story with Rabbi Shmuel Ozida. He was a very big chacham, very big tzaddik. He was a student of the Ari HaKadosh, one of the Gurei Ari. And one day he comes inside to the Ari HaKadosh's room, and the Ari HaKadosh stands up for him, takes him, sits him next to him, come, sit, eat, gives him kavod. Let's drink a lachaim, fabrengen, what's going on? He's a Torah, chazidus. The Rav Chaim Vital is sitting over there, and he's like, what? Who's this guy? Yesterday he was in the back of the class, suddenly giving him kavod, you're giving him this, you're giving him that. Okay? Rav Shmuel Ozida leaves. The Ari HaKadosh gets up and walks him out of the house. So he goes to his Rebbe, he's the Ari HaKadosh, Rebbe. What's the reason that, what's the chokhmah? Why are you giving him so much kavod? He's if you would just know who this guy is. You see? Okay, we're gonna end over here for tonight. Baruch Adonai Le'olam. Amen.